poison in that damn tree.
Well, hold on. What street is that on?
On my street, St. Charles Place.
So you
A
went.
big, beautiful orange tree. This mug was lush, and yeah, everybody could have been eating off of it.
When was the last time you
Yeah.
got fruit off of it?
Last year, he said last summer the oranges were really good. And I didn't get any last summer because I was getting lemon, other stuff. And he just told me somebody put pesticide on the tree. But I was like, whoever did that shit, they did it on purpose. They wasn't back there trying to kill no aphids or, or groom the plant. You put enough pesticides on a big orange tree like that to kill the blossom there. That shit was done on purpose.
Well, look what's across
orange on that tree.
You see Sekhmet is right across the street from you guys.
Yep, Midtown, Rouse. Oh, no shit.
That's what I mean, Rouse. Yeah, see, they're the ones who destroy all the fruit trees and all the stuff that you otherwise.
You won't let a nigga plant a garden in the
They don't
neighborhood.
want you to.
Because the legislation change.
If you start doing that, your neighbors start doing that, and if everybody grow their own vegetables all summer, look how much revenue the stores will lose. So they deliberately, when they built those houses in LA, they because they knew they had to build them real fast, because that's the reason they all got so many piled on 1 acre, because they had already came up with a plan to bring so many people in, and they figured to start in LA because LA was a big city that could accommodate that large.
What is the idea of having your front and backyard groomed with flat grass? That is so fucking dead compared to having 12 fruit trees in your front yard and 12 in the back where you could just feed the fucking,
Well, who will give you that idea to do that? What group of people on the earth owns everything that you use as a sustainment? What group of people on the earth
white man's idea, flat grass in your front backyard,
deliberately attack your ecosystem, deliberately attack your natural way of sustaining yourself, remove it from you, and then force that method of generating revenue from you onto you.
How stupid is it to have a flat yard, front yard, especially something as big as some of these front yards on? You drive down the street and everybody's fucking yard is just flat with no vegetation on it that actually supports us or feeds us. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
A bunch of ferns.
Look, man.
What?
What that is big business influence. They have influenced the American people to become ignorant consumers. You don't supposed to be out watering your grass. You're supposed to be out watering the food that you're going to eat.
But the food you're going to eat.
Right, but
how
they
stupid is it to go out and water the grass when food could be growing right there?
They took their minds away.
Brainwash, man.
Listen, let me tell you how they brainwash you. They brainwashed you by giving you religion.
Yep.
Religion took your responsibility of self away from you and gave it to the image of the white God that they created in your mind. That white God ended up being your white government. And once you gave them control over you, they fucked us all.
Man, how come the dumbass public don't get together and say, you know what, we could all grow food in our front yards to sustain us. We could grow food in our backyards to sell.
Well, let me tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because they all get together and say, we should kill the niggas and make sure that they don't live. Or they all get together and say, let's get these group of people over here and bring them in and further dichotomize the people so we can always keep a stronghold on them. They're not talking about doing things to help people eat. They're talking about doing things to help themselves have more than they can ever eat. And they don't care if some other people turn into dead meat for the insects. They don't care. What that is called greed. And that method of control over the earth has been implemented on the earth through the Europeans. I don't care what no one say. You can get tired of me for saying this all the time or whatever, but I have to point out to the world that the problem with the world is not the black man. The problem with the world is the white man. The black man has been killed by his ass. We don't, even though we still got large numbers on the planet left, what I mean by we have been killed by him is that his propaganda and his food and his method of governing has left a system for us to do nothing but just perish. All we're going to do is slowly but surely die. And then now he got another sector of people that he's brainwashed along with him to help him kill his own people plus the other black people. See, this is what I'm saying. He done created the mindsets of a whole nationality of people. He created a hybrid race of people, a hybrid addition to the human family that see themselves as being Abraham's children. Look how he fooled the fuck out of them. Now you're supposed to be Abraham's children, but Abraham came on the earth after people was already alive because he went into Egypt. There was Egypt already there for Abraham to go into. Abraham did not tell you how he built Egypt. He just told you he went into Egypt with his wife and left Egypt wealthy. And then all of a sudden you go into a land of people that can make you wealthy, and then later down the line they become something that's degenerate to you, and then you have children that grow up to be greater in God's eyes than the people that gave you your wealth. And now these children walking around calling themselves the children of Abraham. All right, now listen to what I'm saying to you. They're the children of Abraham, and now Abraham was a Jewish man. All right, according to their Bible. Now, how can you be a child of Abraham if you a Mexican and Abraham was Jewish? So now they want to push this story that this Jewish man is the father of all the races on earth, and then he bastardized the black man. Because look what he said. He had sex with Hagar. There was a child that was not blessed by God. It was a bastardized child. So when you see everybody on the planet looking at the black man as if we're a degenerate or somebody that shouldn't even be allowed to dig in the garbage can, and I tell you that that shit came from the brainwashing of the white man, don't get from my ass, don't get mad at me for being honest. The problem is just be happy that somebody is coming out telling the truth. And the truth of the matter is that the world is dichotomized and made ignorant like people watering grass instead of growing vegetables. Before this man came on earth and started brainwashing everyone, there was no species of human on the earth that was so stupid that they would be wasting all their time growing something that they could not eat. The only idiot that would do that is someone that's controlled and has found another source of food, and that source of food that we're talking about is Ralph's and Safeway, and all those places is owned by the same bastard that own the power company, own the car companies, own the banks, own the jails, own the judges, and that motherfucker is the devil, not God.
Deep, man.
Because I get so excited and emotional about it because there's hatred inside of me and love too, because my love is for the ignorant people that makes me so angry because I'm trying to wake them up and they had the nerve to look at me as if I'm the person bringing drama. And it's like you don't bring the drama because you want to wallow in your ignorance. You don't want to find some true cognitive information that's going to push you up and make your consciousness grow so you can enter other dimensions. You want to stay right here, smoke, drink, have sex, eat meat, do drugs, and follow foolish propagandas. And then when the prophet come on the earth and start telling you, hey, listen, you need to be trying to push further. You guys are stagnant here. You're holding shit up.
Brother man. Good morning. How you doing? Hold on, sir. How much does it take to water the grass, water the tomatoes? Look at everybody, just grass. No tomatoes, no squash. We're going to learn, right? And in the backyard, you grow food to sell. You grow the food to eat for your family. In the front yard, backyard, you grow it to sell to everybody else. That's a smart idea, right? There are laws now that say we can't grow food in the yard. You know about those? It's silly, man. I'm gonna get a rally together. We're gonna have some legislature to try to change that.
Listen.
Okay. I'm talking to the SA. He said it's right. It's smart, man. Why? We're looking up and down the block and we see front yards with no tomatoes and no squash, in the backyards with no food. And while you're watering your grass, you could be watering your tomatoes, right?
Well, like I know,
man, we gotta change that.
Another thing I was trying to tell you is that when I lived in LA, I noticed that the soil that those houses was put on is really crappy soil. It's not good soil at all. As a matter of fact, with my knowledge,
fucking with the soil,
I was going to tell you my knowledge of soil, because remember I used to drive that end dump truck, so I learned a lot about the different aggregates and stuff that's in our earth. Well, that soil all around LA is what you can call construction waste. That means that when you build houses somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and where you building the houses at is good soil there, but you gotta cut the soil away to get it to level so you can build the houses, and then you might repack it in certain areas around the house. Well, what they do is they take the good untarnished soil away and sell it to some development place where you're going to have some wealthy people, like a golf course or something like that, where they want good soil. They'll take that good soil and put it there. then the soil that they put around those houses, like especially in Los Angeles where they pile so many houses so close together, this soil that they repacked the earth with was what you call contaminated soil. It wasn't a good grade of soil. It was soil that will be really combative to the growth of any type of food you can eat there. That's the reason why everything you try to grow there in Los Angeles get that bad Lyme disease or whatever it is to be all over the leaves and make everything turn white. That disease is it's getting all over every vegetation over the earth. Whatever they're dropping out of those chemtrails from those planes is really, really bad to the earth. And they have so many of those planes flying around the earth so much that I have no other way to look at that as if that is some type of invading entity that has brought planes. The United States was spraying, I know that, but now there's so many of those planes. It makes you start to wonder, could someone from another atmosphere be bringing those planes here spraying our planet? Somebody is using pesticides on this whole earth. That's the reason why you see the fish swimming on the shore dead. A lot of them get chased out of the water because they was afraid of those spaceships coming out of the ground trying to leave Earth, because there was people here that was stirring up their existence underground. Now this pesticide that's getting sprayed around the earth has increased so much. Yesterday there was 5 planes spraying here at one time.
You saw that yesterday?
5 of them at one time. And I know for a fact the reason why is because the sun codes.
They're trying to block the sun and do some other shit.
That's right. It's the sun codes. They don't want the sun codes dropping here because they know I live here, first of all. You know, and I know that's one of the things. I know that's one of the things. But the other thing that I'm sure of is that they are introducing us as a people to some type of mind-altering chemical. I know that. And because people are so fucking in a daze, man.
Look, I got a video you can go watch that might even confirm what you said. This video tells you why Bobby Hemming and Ansel Quasi only go so far on the UFO thing. It's one of those disclosure videos, and I say, oh, this is what they've been watching, and this is why they refuse to talk about it. But what's funny about it is when you watch the video, you know, you can say to yourself, well, shit, they ain't talking about black people. They talking about white people. Because, you know, interview any black people and they don't talk about black people. You listen close, the guy does say that the aliens have an effect on individuals as well as the species. And what he meant by that, when you watch it, is that they may affect individual people by interrupting their lives in a good, in a positive or negative way, but they also, how I say it, they also, wait, let me say it like he said it. He said the species, then he meant they also can affect us by, like say we are the black race, we're not Neanderthal. And he used that fucking word too. He said if you have a Neanderthal mentality, like these white people, then the UFOs will plagiarize your ass, rape, plague of horror, so many words. But he said if you were righteous and had a spiritual background, then the aliens can approach you in a righteous and spiritual way, and they will help you in that sense. So I was like, whoa, it's getting deep. So that's why Crazy and them don't want to fuck with it. And then, as far as the disclosure part, the video says that they actually operate and run everything in our lives, basically.
Well, this is what I think. This is
hard to believe, though, shit.
Have you saw the books that I used to study? They actually show the snake crawling up from the ground.
Yeah.
Rising up your spinal cord and then having a manifestation of a snake head on top of the body of a man or a woman, and the head of the man completely removed. Later on,